on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
We've covered the financial news. We've also covered what's happening with the environment. I want to get into the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation funding La Raza, which is basically a Hispanic Ku Klux Klan organization that the media allows to be very racist. We're here speaking out against that. Why are the big banks and big money powers funding it? Well, they want to be able to have a political power to play off against the American people, regardless of what color you are. They're race baiting. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation funded Obama when he was a state senator and funded all the racial division in Chicago. This is how they control us, divide and conquer, but they do it from a leftist perspective when they're race baiting. So I want everybody to come together against the New World Order. We're going to be talking about that. We'll be getting more into the economy with Gerald Celente coming up in 30 minutes. We've got a lot of Tea Party news as well, and issues with Iran and North Korea. Big developments on that front. Again, coming up in 30 minutes, joining us via video connection for pacman.pt.vu viewers, not just radio audiences, Gerald Celente with his once-a-month visit with us. Always informative. But I want to go now for the balance of this half hour to a gentleman we'll call Joseph. Now, he wanted to use his real name, but I said, no, let's not do that. And I actually know this gentleman through some people I work with in business. I know he's in the Army. I know he works in intelligence. I'll just leave it at that. And he was formerly a police officer before he joined the military. And he can tell you some stories about Katrina, about the Fort Hood shooting, about police he works with in Austin. We're not going to say how. But what they saw and what these firefighters he knows saw. And actually part of this came out in the mainstream news dealing with the Joe Stack kamikaze attack on the IRS building in Austin a few months ago. But we first got contacted by him dealing with the sports stadium at Fort Hood. They're tearing it down, but around it and the park, putting up a barbed wire fence with barbed wire facing in. And I sent Rob Dew and Aaron Dykes out there this weekend, or actually Friday, to observe this, and it was true. So I thought I would just get him on to talk about a few of these issues, and also the exciting news he's given us that many other people I know in the military are also concurring with, that there is a huge awakening in the military, especially with non-commissioned officers and officers, and let's just say the more intelligent arm of the military. I'm not saying the grunts aren't patriots and waking up too, but the smart guys, you know, the brain bugs, to use a Starship Troopers analogy, they can see what's going on. And so joining us is Joseph. Joseph, thank you for coming on with us.
Well, thanks for having me, Alex. It's great to be up with you and your audience.
We're going to go to break in a minute, but I threw out a lot of issues. But, I mean, why are you wanting to come on the show? Why did you want to use your whole name? I mean, you've got to be really focused to do that.
Well, Alex, in today's world, I don't see a whole lot of accountability and bravery. And we, in the public service aspect of the government, we have to start standing up to what is right, or to what is wrong, and doing what is right. And I see more and more of that every day. You know, my time as a police officer, I saw corruption that it almost destroyed my soul, Alex. It shook me to my very core. And that's the reason I left and I went into the military, seeking larger accountability, thinking things would be better. And they have been for the most part. And the people I've met here in Austin, the police that I know, the firefighters that I know, they're all great people. I haven't met the same kind of people that I knew on the Gulf Coast. And, you know, obviously anything I'm going to say here about the military today is not going to be the direct opinion of the Department of Defense. I just wanted to say that right now. So, you know, as long as we're clear, the Department of Defense can't really hold anything against me.
And we're not going to get anything classified. In fact, almost everything. I think I need to take this as Jesse Ventura, but it's always like Charlie Sheen calling me when I'm around. I forgot to turn my ringer off. Stay there. Stay there. We're going to come right back to you on the other side of this break, Joseph. We're going to break down some of the things you've witnessed in the next two segments. We appreciate your courage coming on the air and your service to our great nation. We'll be back defending the Republic from enemies foreign and domestic. Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones asking you for a minute of your time to tell you about soap. Not detergents, but good old-fashioned pure soap made by the Skull&Bones Soap Company, a family-owned and operated American company. My family, staff, friends, and radio listeners are constantly telling me how much they love these products for bath, hair, laundry, and dishes. There is nothing like these factory-direct, big money-saving, triple-concentrated soaps anywhere. Get a free detailed catalog by calling 800-340-7091 or see them online at 5starsoap.com or Infowars.com. Let's talk to the owner of 5 Star Soap, Marty Schachter, and see what he has to say.
As founder and owner for over 63 years, people keep asking me, how's business? I'm happy to say our business is going down the drain. Call us at 1-800-340-7091. Visit our website, 5starsoap.com, for buying our 1 to 2 month soap sampler. Thank you.
Let me tell you a little bit about one of our great sponsors, HomeGain.com. This is the place to get you started buying or selling a home, finding a realtor, and getting any real estate questions answered. Go to HomeGain.com and see what I'm talking about. All you need to do is type in your home address, and you will get an instant free estimate of your home's value online. This is a great way to be able to monitor the value of your home. And again, it's absolutely free. There are tons of tools to help you. For instance, if you want to remodel your home, go to HomeGain.com. Use their Home Sale Maximizer to help you determine which home improvements can most increase your home's value before you put it on the market. For 10 years, these folks have been helping home sellers and buyers. Visit their link at Infowars.com. Look for Max, the orange Home Gain Gorilla, to help you with any real estate needs you might have. You'll love this site. It's HomeGain.com. HomeGain.com. Check them out today. Listen up, friends. This is Alex Jones with key information. The mainstream media is now admitting that we're going into a depression. Don't be dependent on the government for you and your family. You need to get your own supply of high-quality storable foods from eFoodsDirect.com. They're the best company out there, the longest continually operating, with a ton of great food to choose from. It's all fresh, made on a monthly basis, not some old cruddy food they're selling you like some of the other guys. Try their new Evacuation Pack, a 2-week supply of delicious, easy-to-fix food. It comes with all the equipment you need to prepare it. With open talk of a strike on Iran in the next 3 months, the crisis in the Gulf, and possible evacuations, get yourself and your family ready today. The place to go is eFoodsDirect.com. Go to their website online right now, eFoodsDirect.com/Alex, or call 800-409-5633. Again, on the web, eFoodsDirect.com/Alex, or give them a call at 800-409-5633.
Leading a frontal assault on the lies of the New World Order. It's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
Well, for the last 30 minutes, they've had the highway shut down right outside our office for Barack Obama to drive by any minute. There's Secret Service all over the place. We're out there with a video camera to get the motorcade coming by. I wonder if they'll come over and harass us in America trying to videotape Barry Soetoro, the imposter president. So we'll see what happens with that. In fact, guys, have another camera ready just to catch it if they come over here. And a lot of other crazy stuff going on. I just had Ventura's people call me during the break, but we'll see if I'm able to talk about some of this later in the week, some of the things developing on that front. But we're joined in this segment and the next, and then Gerald Celente, the top trends forecaster, is going to be on with us for a full hour and a half coming up at the bottom of the hour. We're talking to Joseph, who was a police officer and got disillusioned by what he saw in Katrina. Then he joined the military, and I know who he is. I mean, we work with and are friends with some folks that are very close friends with him, and we have a lot of other military sources, but this is a source that we can directly confirm. He gave us some information about fences being put in that face in on the base at Fort Hood. We went out there in the public area of the base, and there it is, so we're watching that. So much to talk about with him in the time we've got. Let's start with what you saw on the Gulf Coast during Katrina, and then what you've seen when you're in the military, dealing with the shooting at Fort Hood, dealing with the intel you got from the fire department and others about Joe Stack.
Okay, Alex. Well, I'll start with the Austin story, since it's nearest and dearest to a lot of people there where you're located. I'm personal friends with a lot of people down in the Austin Fire Department, and when we were at an unofficial function, we were talking, my wife and his wife and gentleman, and he had mentioned that all the police or the fire chiefs were in a meeting at the time of the attack. And I don't know whether he said FEMA or not, but obviously you can speculate on your own. But anyway, they were informed by their wives through text messages that this Joe Stack had attacked. And they asked what was going on, and they said, don't worry about it. Let's keep this meeting together. We have more important things right now. Well, eventually one of the police or fire chiefs got brave enough to stand up and leave the room, and the rest followed after that.
And they were running a drill that day. We first got that within minutes of it happening, that fire trucks were already there at the scene as part of a drill on 183 in North Austin, but that the police chiefs and the fire chiefs were all in this emergency center drill and were being told, don't leave, don't deal with that, the feds will handle it. And eyewitnesses that we've had on the show at apartments and who were in the building across the street as part of the Echelon complex or across the parking lot said that within seconds, by the time they looked out the window, there was FBI out there taking video cameras, telling people to stand down, that it looked very, very suspicious. And then other witnesses said on record they saw the plane fly by, clearly nobody in the cockpit. Then there were bizarre cover-ups with the body. The whole thing was very suspicious.
Right, and that's what I got from them. And of course, they were just... they're not really into a lot of the stuff politically that's going on around them, but it even spooked their interest. So there's a lot to be said about that, Alex.
Now, you said separately that the police officers and firefighters that you work with, that a lot of them are really awake now.
Well, yeah, especially the troops that I'm with, Alex. I passed out... the pocket constitution that you get with every one of your videos or everything that you order from InfoWars, the Citizens Rulebook, you just, every time you order something from InfoWars, or you can order a large packet, if you're in the military or police department, and what I did was I passed these out to the guys in my squad, and I said, guys, we swore an oath to God to protect the Constitution and the people of the United States from enemies foreign and domestic. We need to learn exactly what is in there. I ask them questions daily. I have them interested in what was going on, in the late 1700s with our country and what led to that revolution and why these documents are so important, Alex.
Now, let's talk about, let's go back to what you witnessed as a police officer during Katrina, then let's fast forward to the Fort Hood shooter.
Okay, well, I was a police officer down on the Gulf Coast. I'm going to leave the city out of it. But I was a police officer down there in the year of 2006, graduated the police academy with honors, started, and within the first week, I was training down there with a sergeant, and we did a traffic stop on somebody who was in a vehicle in their driveway. It wasn't even, the keys weren't even in the ignition, and basically what we did is an illegal search and seizure, and at that point, I couldn't believe what I'd gotten myself into because it was like the movie Training Day, Alex. Have you seen that?
Yes, with Denzel Washington and Keanu Reeves. With Denzel Washington and what's the other guy's name? I forget. The point is...
Yeah. It wasn't that graphic, obviously, but these gentlemen did have drugs on them, but the way we went about getting them is we compromised our integrity. So how are we supposed to be upright peace officers in the community if we break the laws that we're sworn to protect to get that illegal drugs or whatever it has to be,
Well, what about the news footage of police tying chains to doors of pawn shops and jewelry shops, dragging off safes, police in Walmart stealing the goodies, and then it came out the police were ordered to shoot people who were trying to walk out of the Katrina zone in New Orleans?
Well, thank God, Alex, I never witnessed any of that because that would have done it for me, but... What I did witness is there was a lot of relief coming to the coast from all the good people around the country, and some of the first vehicles there to help with the disaster were Christian relief trucks. So that'll tell you a lot about people who love God and love Jesus, and they were there to help. But getting back to the corruption, the police officers kept everything at the top, the generators, the good supplies. It never trickled down to the citizens, and I was a new police officer at that time, so and I just sat there and watched it. It was known facts.